Salam, Butcher and Khush. Oh my dude, welcome to this Monday stream of Las Plumas de Simor. How are you today? My name is Plumas and I'm going to be your host for the evening. Butcher, quite an exciting time because we're talking architecture again. I know. Sorry, I know I'm late. I do have an excuse, but it's not even a user one. Hello, babies. Hi. It's good to see you. I have an excuse, but it's not a good one. It's just I have it, and that is that. Oh my God, you're gonna be so ashamed of me. I actually had everything ready. I mean, I was sitting here, music was playing, everything was on, lights, mic, setup, and then I realized that something was missing. What could that be? Well, that something missing was my teacup. I left my teacup in the kitchen, but I had to run to retrieve it. I'm really sorry, and also, I mean, it's been stressful. Hello, ahoy, Butcher. Hello, Thomas. Hello, Typhoon. Oh, my Typhoon's always here. As always, kisses for her. And hello, Laura. Oh, this is one of my. How do you say it? Actually, nieces. How do you say? Daughters? I actually don't know how you say that, but yeah, I know her. that's what it is, and I'm really happy that she's here. Hi, it's really good seeing you here. So, as I was saying, it's been currently just needs you can stop playing. So I'm also late because I might have been delayed. Like, hello, Danny. Oh, Danny Yoon. Godchildren, she's one of my godchildren. Thank you, Kiwi, for always assisting me with this English thing. I reckon that is because it's not something that actually is expanding in the UK, is it? Hello, Naziras, like godson and goddaughter. Yeah, definitely, something like that. But yeah, I was saying that I'm late because I we do not want to jump to conclusions, but we might have been delayed by something because I was stressing about something else, and then I realized that I didn't have my images prepared. Like, I have a billion of images to show you today, but they were not ready, and I might perhaps show you, maybe quizás I may have left them for the last minute thing when this was already on, so apologies for that. But yay, I'm here. Welcome to the Monday stream. I hope you had a very good, nice and rested weekend. I hope you have a very nice and not so sketchy Monday. Today we are drinking in one of my favorite cups. Actually, I love all my cups, but this one has Stormtroopers in it. How can you, come on, you see it with the light. This is very great. So yeah, we're calling the Empire today because I said this, we stand for the Empire in this project. Exactly, they rule, and especially the Stormtroopers. We're not talking enough of how hard these guys work just to be kicked in the head from place to place. We'll do that. I'm not gonna drink because it's boiling. But yeah, I want to start saying hello and welcome to all the new incorporations to this channel. Thank you to everyone who's clicked on follow. You help me great. And thank you to everyone who's subscribed or renewed their subscription with me. You help me even greaterly. Thank you so, so much. Also, special shout out to my patrons, my family on Patreon, especially those of Tier Murshid and Ashdod, because these videos are possible because of them. Thank you for always having my back and for your patience. Mainly for your patience and how that miserably I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to address that topic today because I think that is much conversation for tea. But yeah, I am not happy with the treatment they receive, let's say. How special it is today that I'm wearing my watch. That rarely happens. What am I plotting? I don't know. What's my intention? I have no idea, literally. But hey, is the audio okay? Because I can't see is the audio alright? Should I just put Goku a little bit close? What you reckon? Should I put Goku a little bit closer to myself? Because I have it here. But he could be here. Like, you tell me. I'm not bothered. Should I put it here? I don't know. Audio's perfect. Yup. To war. It's fine, all right? If you say it's fine, then it's fine. So, yeah, thank you so much for everyone supporting the project. I really, really appreciate your help. And yeah, that's basically just thank you for being there week after week, month after month. And now, since we already completed 1 year on Twitch, we can say year after year, which is something very exciting. So, I'm very excited, okay? I am very excited because I was in a kind of creative block script-wise because I'm stressing out with thesis so much. But I wanted to create, I still felt the urge to create something original for the Straight channel. I didn't want to read the Book of Kings. I love reading the Book of Kings, but I feel like my audience has dropped a little bit, and I wanted to bring you something that you're excited about too. A lot of people are incorporating into the readings a little bit, like, you know, so to speak, late. So I just wanted to enlarge the amount of live streams we have about just topics, but those consume time. However, after the last Plumas royalty we had on Saturday, which was a little bit deserted, like it was a desertic thing, we know not much people came, but I was inspired. I don't know what happened, what came into me, but it's like I got it. I owe this topic to my patrons, to my patrons. I'm gonna keep confusing patron and patron to the day I die, and possibly beyond death. I'm still gonna confuse those terms. However, however, ages ago, back in the day when the world was new, my patrons voted for this topic, for this to be one of the live streams in, I don't know when, okay, I don't remember, but I remember, like what I did recall is that I owe them this live stream, so it is all for you, especially my patrons. You know who you are, this is for you, entirely for you, because I know I owe this to you, and I shall deliver. Plumas promises, and even if it's a little bit late, she delivers. She's a woman of word. Yes. So today we're going to talk about the fortress, the citadel of Arg-e Bam, the citadel of the city of Bam, and just it's a space that I actually had not the opportunity to see when I was in Iran. Is that a pity? Kind of, but if you ask me, it only means I need to go back to Iran and step in all these wonderful places yet to be seen with this jessam, these eyes of mine. So architecture, just let me tell you a little bit of backstory. Architecture is something I was really into when I was in my undergrad. You might not know this, but my first option for an academic career was specializing in military fortresses built at the border of the Nasrid Kingdom of Granada in Al-Andalus. How's that? Like in late medieval Spain. How's that? We've come a long way from there. Oh my God, we've come a long way from there. As you can see, but buildings never cease to fascinate me, and I have realized I've not talked much about them on Twitch. Like not much architecture. I did a video on Safavid architecture, and I think we've done some tours around buildings, but we haven't dedicated a proper video to architecture rather than the Safavid one. But today, we shall put an end to this. Today we are going back into the military fascination, and we are traveling to a site. And what a site. What is that, Yun? Another reason to visit Iran. They are countless. They are indeed countless. I mean, I don't know if you are actually planning on going to Iran at, you know, some point in your life. I recommend you should. I mean, definitely. But, you know, let's just go together, shall we? Let's just go together to Iran. I mean, I would love to go with Typhoon over there. I've already been with Kiwi, but I would love to come back. So, let's just do that. Yeah, when the pandemic finishes, for sure. I mean, yeah, we're gonna, yeah. I know that this is something that is such a big compliment for me, because it's gotten to my ears that a lot of people that were not that keen or not that interested in Iran at all, because they consume my content and they see my channel and my social media and my project in general, they got interested. It's the tiny spark appeared, the flame burst inside of them, and now they're curious, and now they want to go to Iran. So like a school trip with Plumas, I would love that to be a reality. I'm not gonna lie here, I would love it to be true, but let's see what we can do. I mean, first thing is first, I need to finish my PhD, Michelle. I need to finish my PhD, and I need to, that's it. I mean, that's the only requirement for me to go anywhere in the near future. In the close future, in the future. Oh my God, what is even the future? All right, I'm getting ahead of myself. Back to the point. Today, we are visiting the magnificent, the incredible Fortress of Bam. Da, 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 da. I need some music, but I can't play it because of copyright, so I'm singing myself. Da, 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 da. This is the place we're gonna go, and here's a law to comment on it. I'm very excited. This is Bam. This is a picture of Bam in 2016, and yes, exactly, Bam. Da, 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 da. The future is an Iranian bank. آره دیگه آینده bank. آره. There's a bank in Iran literally called the Future Bank, آینده, which means future in Persian, so that's a reason. Yeah. Anyway. Hello Letty, hi. How were the snacks yesterday? Did you finish them all? So first, this is Bam. This is the place actually, because it's not the building, but rather it's the complex we're going to talk about in this session. But first we need to locate ourselves because it is important. Where is Bam actually? Where is it? I have a map. Do I have a map? Yeah, you know I'm very intense about the usage of maps. And actually this map is a little bit of a spoiler because it says already that Bam suffered from a severe earthquake back in 2003. Which is a bit, we're going to talk about it, don't worry, but this is where Bam is. You can see Tehran at the top, and then you can see Bam. Bam is a city in Iran, of course, in the province of Kerman, and quite southeast to the country, as you can see. Nowadays, the modern city surrounds the citadel, which is quite an important touristic attraction. And now that we have a place, you know, we see it's Bam, got it, on a system, but we don't have a time for this particular live stream. You know, I like to incorporate time frames to my live streams, not for this one. Why so? Because what I planned to do today is a bird's eye view of its whole history, the whole history of Bam, from the foundation to modern times. Maybe you know, maybe you knew this already, but something pivotal happened in 2003. And it affected the citadel greatly, but we're gonna dive into that later. So let's just start. Where should we start from? Where actually should we start from? What about, oh my god, I forgot I have this one. I have so many interesting pictures to show you. What about from the beginning? I mean, if there is such a thing. So yeah, let's just start from here, shall we? This is an aerial picture of the Citadel of Bam. Great majority of my pictures are drawn from the UNESCO because this is actually a UNESCO site. How gorgeous did this one? Which one? Turkish tea. I mean, I'm not boring, I'm sorry. I'm going to take them during the week. Perfect. So you are, you know, you're scheduling your meals. Good job, Letty. So this is a real picture of the Citadel of Bam. And if I am not mistaken, this picture must be from the... Let me dig on that. No one's going to dig anywhere, you know. If I'm not mistaken, this picture must be from before the earthquake, judging by the state of some buildings. But I could be mistaken. This one didn't contain a date. So... history. The Citadel of Bam has been around more or less for, I mean, it's been around us for a while, but we have no idea of its actual archaeological dating. This is when our historians turn to textual sources where we find the first human settlements around the area to be dated back to the Achaemenid time. That is from 579 to 330 before Common Era. Why do I say this about our historians? Because even if it's really useful to have some foundations on it, sometimes buildings and remainings are not enough. And this is where actually this beautiful word interdisciplinarity that comes in, and it's, I cannot emphasize how useful is this. You cannot to carry on with a proper study of our history, you should not rely on just one thing. Not only on buildings, not only on textual sources, not only on artistic pieces or archaeological findings. You ought to combine them all to actually have a full spectrum of how the society was. Because if you think of it, the society was not only about text, it was not only about buildings, and it was not only about the objects they produced. So that's what I'm saying, that we turn to sources. And yeah, we have mentions in sources from Achaemenid times. And at some point, the Achaemenids built a fort that attracted some population to gather and to settle around it. And there are some features this citadel shares with, for example, the model of Persepolis. You know Persepolis, don't you? Don't worry, I think we are going to dedicate a live stream to Persepolis. I just don't know when. So, what we believe what happened in Bam is that the first thing to be built was the fort on top, this fort by the Achaemenids, and that building, that structure attracted people to settle around to be protected. Because think of it, Butcher, what is a citadel? It is a building for defense, for watching, for observation, for controlling the land. Therefore, the higher, the better. Bam is not a particularly hilly place, but it has its spots. So the citadel, this one, was built combining a constructed platform. There was a built platform and the territory. They used a natural hilltop to place the citadel on top of it. This is something that happens in Persepolis too. They did this, the Achaemenids in Persepolis too, although currently, and due to how it became musealized, that is turned into a visiting touristic attraction, it's a bit difficult to see that one. It's a bit difficult to appreciate that, but yeah, Persepolis and Bam share those features. This is the reason we think, and by we, I mean the experts on the matter, there's a reason we think that the foundings, the very first human presence in Bam should go back to, I'm not talking about just human presence, I'm talking about buildings, should go back to Achaemenid times. Then, we move a little bit forward, we move to Parthian times. This is from 240 before Common Era to 224 after Common Era. This is where the first qanats, the irrigation canals, are attested in the citadel. What is that? Letty wants to live in Bam. For sure, I let you. You have my permission. I don't know about the Iranian government, but for sure, if you're asking for my permission, you have it. It's a beautiful place. Let me show you another bit. Let me show you something else. Oh, right, this one. This is a picture, but this is an original picture from 1890, from the very last decades of the 19th century, and I love it. I really like this one. So in the Parthian times, we have the first qanats, the irrigation canals, attested in the city, and the city was in the middle of many trading routes, and that made it develop very quickly and grow in size, grow in wealth, and of course grow in power. And yeah, the qanats, these qanats in Bam are among the oldest that we have dated in Iran, which is quite impressive. For those of you who don't know what a qanat is, which is perfectly okay, very briefly, very fast and furious, a qanat is a system of for the transport of water from either an aquifer or a water well to the surface. And yeah, this is like a very Iranian thing, a very Persian thingy. And yeah, as I was saying, because this is important, the ones we have in Bam are among the earliest qanats we have in Iran from Parthian times, which doesn't mean they didn't exist before, but just food for thought. What is that, Danny? Oh, Letty, just imagine that place full of life. I shall get into it a little bit later. So, in Parthian times, the fort was expanded and received its name for the first time, Arg-e Bam, the Citadel of Bam. And this is also the moment where the core of the city was built, and also what appears to have functioned both as a military and administrative center. Let me show it to you on the picture. All right, where is the administrative center? So this is quite modern, so yeah, let's go back to the aerial. So the part that you see that looks more elevated, that is the administrative and military center in the Parthian times. And of course, it was baptized. It received its name, Arg-e Bam, which is the Citadel of Bam. Then we move to Sasanian times, when new structures were added. And especially walls and fortifications. But shortly after the Sassanids, in 645, the region of Kerman was conquered by the Arab armies, and more certainly those structures were damaged. And because with the Arab armies came a new religion, Islam, new buildings were added to the citadel. Can you guess what that could be? What is possibly going to be an adding that specifically comes with Islam? You can do this. This was one of my favorites. This is from 2002, this picture. Exactly, Kiwi. 10 points. 10 points for whatever Harry Potter house you're in. 10 points for the Kiwi house. No, I'm talking about mosques. Yeah, exactly. A Gothic cathedral in the main center of Bam in the 7th century, with the arrival of Islam, a Gothic cathedral was founded. Very well. My job here is done. I have nothing else to teach you today. No, I'm talking about, of course, a mosque. And in fact, this mosque that we have in Bam is among the earliest mosques built in Iran after the arrival of Islam. How is that? Pretty impressive. So after the Arab armies came and after Islam was established in Iran, we have mentions to the Citadel of Bam in the 10th century sources. And what they tell us is how Bam was a key place for trading, for commerce, for economic activities. Let me show you another. I really like this picture, but I think we should, for what I'm going to say, we need something else. This one works perfectly fine. There we have it. So Bam was famous for many things, and among them were the colorful textiles and fabrics produced there. Other thing commented in medieval sources is, of course, is an inexpugnable fortress. Inexpugnable fortress. But we're not gonna lie here, like every city that owned a fortress pride themselves of the citadel being inexpugnable. I mean, you're not going to leave the prosperity, you're not going to leave to prosperity a chunk of text where you admit that your citadel was meh, it was okay, it was not the best, but it was ours and we liked it. Of course not. If you boast properly. So in medieval sources we find how they say that the fortress was never conquered, which is a very big fat lie. But you know, this kind of propaganda, we have it in medieval sources. It looks pretty difficult to assault it. Well, the walls have been modified over and over and over time, especially these ones. These ones belong to the 17th, 18th century, but I'm gonna get there in a bit. But yeah, I mean, this was just a brief mention on how propaganda works in medieval fortresses and, sorry, in medieval texts that deal with fortresses. I mean, of course, you're gonna say your fortress is unexpugnable. Are we crazy or what? But yeah, as I mentioned before, Bam was a strategical point in the middle of that we call the Silk Road. It was a vast market surrounded by a wide agricultural area, because you have to imagine the structure of the citadel. How do you explain this? You have to imagine the structure as concentric circles that expand outwards. The average citadel of Bam. Precisely. So the inner circle, we have a circle in the middle, and the inner circle is where it was dedicated to the governor's fortress, where the military and administrative centers were. And then we have the second ring, circling this one, which is occupied by the residential area. And then this is where people live. And then the final outer ring is an agricultural space. I mean, I'm going to show you the aerial view again because I think it's important to see this. Where's my picture? All right, here we have it. So as you can see in the picture, they are not exact circles. You can see it's not exactly a circular construction. But this thing with the circles is just to give you an idea of how this was organized. Of course, with the passing of time, this agriculture area was occupied by more buildings as the city grew. Have you watched Shingeki no Kyojin? Are you familiar with Attack on Titan, either the anime or the manga? Can you imagine, can you recall in your mind how the structure of the city works? There's one city center, there's one wall, and the second one, and then a third one. So this would be more or less the same. However, again, this is not perfect circles. Do not look for the circles in here. It's just what we've done as, like, you know, through the research. Actually, in this one, you can see the agriculture area in the picture. On the picture, you can actually spot those dry lands. Can you see it? The dry part to the left. I'm really sorry. To the right. Dyslexia. To the right and left down, these parts were supposed, we believe they were occupied by fields, especially palm trees, because apparently Bam was famous for the palm trees. And I read that, okay, I read that in one of the sources, and just like, Minas Tirith, this city in Lord of the Rings fantasy, would have been easy to assault just right on one of those massive eagles while dropping huge eggs as an omelette bomb. I think no one's talking enough about the importance of the omelette bomb. You should, I mean, I don't know, you're planning to assault something, just consult with Letty. She appears to have a very good grasp of what she's doing, and I love that. Ominous bomb. I really like it. I'm trying to look for a picture to talk about the next one. Yeah, this one. This one's from 1962. There you have it. Because then the Mongols came. Hooray! Did I say that this picture? Yeah, this picture is from 1962. After the establishment of the Ilkhanate, the region of Kerman was given to the Karakhatayin dynasty, which is, if you ask me, one of the coolest names ever. The Karakhatayyan. I love that. I mean, I really like the name. It just suggests our history. I just know. I just really like it. The Karakhatayyan, I'm going to say the name as much as I can, I'm really sorry. The Karakhatayyan, they stayed in Bam from 1240 to 1363. And this is where not only textiles started to make Bam famous, but also spices. What is that, Kiwi? What are you telling me? It's a very arid and hot place, so palm trees make sense as a crop. Also dates. Definitely, yeah. Millet bombs. Military genius here, absolutely. So the breeding of silkworms and the silk industry skyrocketed at this point in Bam, and also the trade of spices that came from China and from India and sometimes from Japan. You have to imagine this city. I'm sorry, I need to put the one like I advertise this with, because I mean, I'm calling you here, I'm calling you out to make a nice, like an intense exercise of imagination. Bear with, stay with me, and I will guide you through this. It's just like it's not guided meditation, but rather guided imagination. You have to imagine this city as the perfect setting for a medieval fantasy novel, for a medieval fantasy inspired role game, like Dungeons and Dragons stuff. A boiling market filled to the brim with people coming and going from all the four corners of the world, exchange being produced there, people trading, people meeting from, you know, different places in Iran. It's just, I can feel, when I look at these buildings, and I imagine how alive this city must have been throughout the whole medieval ages. Even from Parthian times, it was alive. In all honesty, I cannot wait to submit my PhD and start a series of fantasy novels based in Bam. I said it. I said that. You heard it here first. Seriously, look at that picture. Can't you see it? I see it perfectly. I just do. I just can't imagine the travelers coming and going. The streets packed with multitudes, the tea and coffee houses open to the public, the animals, the noise, the music. I don't know, it's so appealing to me. Am I the only one? All right, maybe if I'm the only one, allow me to write that novel so you can read it afterwards. All right, so Do I have a picture of what I want to show you? I wonder. Because now we're going to talk a little bit about the buildings. I think, well, this is not the best picture, but yeah, this picture is actually from 1890, yeah, from the very last. Have I shown you this already? That back, okay. I actually need that because I worked out this morning, so. All right, we're good to go. So, have I shown you this picture already? I don't think I have, but if I did, just tell me, and yeah, I mean, you can enjoy it again. So, the main palace of Arg-e Bam was built at this moment. Well, actually, no, it's called. Let me rephrase that because I just had a brain fart. Like, the main palace of Arg-e Bam is called the Palace of the Four Seasons, and it was built in the 16th century under the rule of the Safavids. And then after, the Qajar dynasty came along at the beginning of the 18th century and took Bam over. Like, boop! And this is where the city structure turned towards a more military side of it, converted into a complex for the army, the whole citadel. This is the cover of the fifth book of the trilogy, The Feathers of Arg-e Bam. Ain't that beautiful? I like that name, The Feathers of Arg-e Bam. Oh. By the way, Thomas, you don't have Thomas, you don't need that H. Is Arg? It's just a plain. It's just called like this. Arg. Yeah. You should credit me then. Of course not. I'm gonna credit you. Can you prove this? I'm not gonna credit you. No, like this. It's Arg, which means citadel. E, which is the possessive, and then Bam, which is a place. It seems Greeker. You wish. You wish this was Greeker. Oh my goodness. Are there things like this in Greece? I have no idea. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, that at this point, when the Qajars took over, the whole citadel was converted into a military center, like much more army-oriented towards that. And around... yeah, towards the 1900s, the new city started to be built, and the old city and the citadel were gradually abandoned, especially since the armies had occupied the inside of the walls. In fact, the city remained as a garrison until 1932. Probably there had been a considerable time since anyone lived there. Like the last time it had actually like proper inhabitants that were no soldiers would have been, yeah, towards like the very early decades of 1900s. I'm not sure about this one, but just judging from what I've read, I reckon. Then in 1953, the site was recognized as a historical site, and the process of conservation and restoration began. Especially from 1973 onwards, the works to preserve the citadel really kicked off. But then, and this is the sad part, because I mean, I'm not joking about. I'm not gonna joke about this, and please, I'm calling you. I'm giving a proper code. Do not joke about this because it was a terrible thing that happened. Sorry, I'm just gonna try and find. Yeah, we heard. Then in 2003, Bam was struck with a major earthquake. The US, the United States Geological Survey, estimated its magnitude at 6.6 of Richter scale, which is massive. I don't know if you know about these things, but it's a lot. Again, 6.6 on a Richter scale. Massive. It was a human and an archaeological disaster, but believe me, it was a very, very big deal. The hypercenter was just below the Citadel of Bam, and that is the reason it struck with that force. And around 70% of the buildings were destroyed. It was also a human disaster. I don't want to take that lightly, but we're talking about architecture here. But yeah, if you actually are curious about it, you can Google and find some articles, and you can find some articles on it, on the subject. But yeah, the numbers of people actually left homeless, or injured, or just killed by this is to be worried. Like, honestly, it kind of give me goosebumps when I read about this much. But we are going to focus on the Citadel for this live stream because, interestingly enough, The structures that were more ancient suffered less damage than the ones that had mainly been recently maintained or restored, which does not say much in favor of whoever oversaw these restoration works, but hey, we're not here to judge anybody. Yeah, I have two pictures to show you. All right, so this is Bam before the restoration. You see it? Yeah, you can. This is before the restoration started, and this is after the restoration process started. And this picture to the right is from, oh, when is this picture from? It's from before the earthquake, because the earthquake took these domes down. But you can see, yeah, the domes, like some things were modified, and the domes on the domes you can see to the left were replaced by a series of bolts. There was no domes before, so the restoration process was, to say the least, creative. Like, they were interpretative, so to say. This is the thing I do not recommend my students to do. Like the exit Omo of Borja, not to that point, not to that level of disaster, but it was not great either. It could have been much better, to be completely honest, but it was, yeah, it was okay. So the buildings, I think I can show you another picture. Oh no, these are all the one from 2016. Well, my picture's from 2016. This one, I mean, this I overuse this one because I really like it and it's very illustrative. So you can see here that the buildings at the top of the hill were severely damaged, and that includes the Palace of the Four Seasons, the Hammam, or the public bath, the main tower, and the governor's residence. And by severely damaged, I mean almost completely destroyed. The vaulted roofs surrounding the central area suffered quite a lot too. So generally speaking, the city suffered quite a lot. But we still have remains that speak to us about life within these walls, about what kind of activities and events took place here. And I'm gonna show you some of my favorite ones. Starting from... All right, I think I'm gonna play a game with you, Butcher. Could you tell me what this is? It's difficult, okay? This is the auto mode is always a treat, by the way. I mean, it's not the auto mode, it's me. Then when you don't see something, Kiwi, is because it's coming directly towards me. So yeah, some words are tricky, yeah. Could you tell me what this is? Were you imagining it to be? Again, I'm very aware that it's difficult. I mean, maybe Kiwi knows or can't imagine, because Kiwi, you've seen things like this. A Tower of Silence. No, but close. No, it's not a silence tower, but close. I mean, you're close to that, yeah. Good job. Oh my god, I didn't have this faith in you. Hello, Serapis. A Tower of Noise. Do you know what Tower of Silence is, Letty? Just no judging, just asking. It was a very bad joke. Like, it was, I mean, yes, it was awful. Just cease the activity. Maybe it's a Yakchal. It's not a Yakchal, but do you know what, Kiwi, we have a Yakchal? Zoroastrian Fire Temple of something. There you go. Good job. Very nice. You know, all right. Could someone explain to Letty what Tower of Silence is? Because we've talked about them in a past live stream where I talked about Zoroastrianism and the afterlife. Nosoiros, could you find that video and post it on the chat for me, please? So this is a Zoroastrian complex and the remainings of what we believe was a fire temple. And yeah, it's really exciting, at least to me. Oh, thank you, Kiwi. That is just a treat. You are a treat. So there was a Zoroastrian complex, severely damaged, as you can see in the picture. However, there was not solely the earthquake that caused damages to these structures particularly. Before 2003, they were in a state of abandonment, remember, and nobody was taking proper care of these buildings. But still, there is evidence of Zoroastrian presence, at least very briefly up to the 17th, 18th century. That was a guess by me. I have no confirmation of this, but judging by the building, it would have been possible that this temple was active until very late. And of course, if you think about the religious policy of the Safavids, that makes you doubt like a lot. And so I don't know. I don't know where this was abandoned, but definitely it was not. The damage did not only come from the earthquake. A Tower of Silence is a structure on which to put the bodies of deceased people to be eaten by vultures, but I don't really know what's the theological reason behind that. I mean, there is the afterlife. Thank you, Nosotros, so much. Thank you so much. Here, I give you the full explanation, and yeah, there is a very important reasoning behind leaving the bodies to rotten, because, I mean, Fast and Furious reply, it is not allowed to corrupt the earth, the soil, because it's a deity in Zoroastrianism. It's one of the immortals, is actually the earth. So you should not put any corpses in it. Corpses should not touch earth. That's the reason you place your bodies, the corpses, you put them in either a very rocky high place or in a structure built precisely for the task. So wild animals can feed on them, and then when the bodies are rotten, you are left with the bones. In Zoroastrianism, it is believed that soul is inside the bones because they do not disappear nor get destroyed. So, I mean, I gave all the much more mythological explanation in that video. So if you want to watch it, there you have it. Thank you, Rose. So, oh, yes. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, yeah. In Bam, there was also a gym, there was a school, and there was a terkiye. And a tea house. There was a tea house. All right, first thing is first. What is a terkiye? A terkiye, which you can see on the corner, top corner, there. Thank you, Kiwi. And yeah, a postcode episode 2. Thank you. There was an interview. My friends of Mysterica invited me to talk. They were lovely. So yeah, there's a tea house. How exciting! Typhoon. There's a tea house. But not as a plant of tea, right? Did they drink tea? Of course. Yeah. Tea was introduced in Iran in the late 16th, early 17th century. I'm saying that this city was used until 1900s. Thomas. So what was I saying? A terkiye. Yeah. What is a terkiye? A terkiye is a place of gathering for Shia Muslims. In Muharram, which is the month of mourning in Shia Islam, the believers join in a communal prayer in places like this one, like the terkiye, and they celebrate the rites and mainly gather in these spaces. And the Sufi community always, that is your school. Is it your school? Mirza Naim school? Oh my God, it is! You didn't tell me you had a school there, Naim. Hi, ojos no lindos, how are you? It's good to see you there. I made a mess with verb tenses already. That's all right. I mean, I'm aware, the child, that as much as I love this English content, I know a lot of you come here to practice your... I do the language change. Perfect. I know a lot of you come here to practice your English. Now you're Richard Lionheart. Then I shall be myself. It's enough with being me. So I know that a lot of you come here to practice your English, which is something that compliments me a lot. Thank you for that. So yeah, as you can see, the terkiye is on the corner, and the Sufi community, the Sufists, also use these facilities. And yeah, there was a gym, of course, and the Mirza Naim Madrasa, which is school in Persian, and a tea house. Like, I don't have much to say about that one, rather that I want to visit Bam, to go to the tea house and have my tea there among the rubble. Who are you to deny my perfectly justified dreams? Rubble dreams. Like my thesis. Pure rubble. Oh my god. So, the whole, instead of gym, I had gin. No, I said gym. No, I said gym, definitely gym. So, what else should I show you? What else should I show you? I think we're gonna go back to, which one? I'm gonna show you this one. I think I mentioned them afterwards. The whole Citadel of Bam, it's quite big. I mean, it occupies about 180,000 square meters. The walls that we preserve go up to 6 meters, sometimes even 7. They're tall, okay? So in total, the total of the distance they cover, I think it is, I have it noted here. Oh, yeah, they cover in total a distance of 1,851 meters, which is quite a lot if you have to pace constantly, like up and down and up and down and up and down. I always think that we don't pay enough credit to the gods, you know, the character of the god that fills every single story that we consume. I stand with you professionals that are immediately defeated by a protagonist who is OP as hell. Speaking of watches, we have notice of at least 67 towers at the Citadel. How is that? It's a lot, like it's a big thing. And the Citadel was divided in 2 parts. The most internal part corresponded to the ruler's dwelling. There was the Citadel itself, the barracks, like you can see in here, the mill, and there was also the most luxurious houses, the water wells, the stables that could host up to 200 horses, which are a lot. And then we have, I'm very excited to show you this one. We have a yakchal, or an ice house. Yes, this is a place to store ice. Ice, baby. This thing, the yakchal, has been around since Achaemenid times, and it is built in a way that allows the ice to be preserved inside, so you have access to it any minute you require of it. Boom. I bet you didn't know that one. I mean, Kiwi knew, but you didn't know that one was in Bam, so yeah. Yeah. You want to colorize this image so badly, I will also die with all those details. I mean, go ahead. You can find a lot of pictures in Wikipedia and the UNESCO site. So yeah, surrounding the entrance to this section. Oh, okay. Thank you for the compliment. I mean, I work in the UK, so I've been here for a while, thinking, oh my god, that's a very big compliment. I didn't know. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you, I don't have proper pictures of the houses, but what can I show you? Because I'm gonna talk about this is not, I mean, you can imagine that most of the nice pictures are taking, okay, you can see the houses here, like the residential area. We're going to stay with this one. So surrounding the entrance to the main part, the main section, there was the main entrance to the Citadel. And in the Citadel, there was the bazaar, the main street that connected the north and south gates, almost 400 houses, a school, the sport place, like you can see in there. There are a lot of things here, Bacha. A lot. There were 38 towers and 4 main entrances, and the outdoor defense was surrounded by a moat, because after all, this is a military building. So, and regarding actually the houses, we found 3 types, each belonging to a different level of society. So we have the smaller houses, humble buildings with 2 to 3 rooms. These were for the lower classes, located not as close to the main residence at the top of the hill. And then we have larger houses, 3 to 4 rooms that sometimes include an Ivan, which is a vaulted open space. These houses would have been occupied by families with a greater income, what now would call middle class families. What is that, Kiwi? But what is the moat filled with? Like in the middle of the desert? It's just empty. I have no idea what the moat. Possibly it was not empty back in the day. But as you can imagine, Kiwi, this citadel has been around since, I mean, Parthian times. It's been occupied. It's been used as a military defense place. So I am sorry, I cannot give you I'm pretty sure that it was not empty, and at least not always empty. It could have it like, it could have water, it could have mud, it could have been filled with, I don't know. I'm sorry, Kiwi. I don't know how is this for that. But again, it's really difficult to state one thing it would have been filled with, because I mean, the Iranian bourgeoisie with fancy houses next to Starbucks. Have a nice afternoon. Bye. Bye, Rosalina. Thank you for popping by. The fancy houses near to Starbucks, that's what they were. I mean, we're not getting there yet. The 3-level house, the higher level of houses, though. Well, actually, I'm gonna stay in the middle. Like, wait. Because it would have been hard to get that much water and crocodiles with how hot it is. I have no idea. Like, I'm really sorry, Kiwi. I don't know. But think about it this way: with the qanat, these people had qanats, which means they had irrigation. They have open channels of water. So do not imagine this. And also, it was surrounded by fields, as in like agricultural fields. Do not imagine that just because the area is a little bit more desertic than others, this city was actually a desert. A desert, sorry, not desert is what I want. So that is a very big misconception of places that are close to more arid climates, that is just like everything around them is just desertic, which is not the case. A very good example is Persepolis itself. It was in a drier area than others in Iran, but because of the irrigation canals, I mean the qanats, the city was provided with water, and that made it possible for it to thrive and to host as many people as it did. This example, the Bam is just the same thing. It was properly surrounded by fields that extended far and beyond. It was a trading place. That means people coming and going all the time. So definitely had its own system for bringing water. And I wouldn't be surprised if they could provide enough water to fill the boat. Like, yeah, as I like to say all the time, the ancients were ancient, but they were not stupid. So, yeah, do not imagine this as such a desertic place. That's my. But maybe it was not filled at all. It could be. I mean, just remember this place has been in use since Parthian times. That is the 2nd century for Common Era until 1932. I'm pretty sure that the moat has been filled with absolutely everything. Water, stones, sharp objects, crocodiles, camels, shit, and nothing at all. Like it's a long time. A lot of things. It's almost 2,000. No, it's actually, in fact, it's 2,000 years. Like a lot of things are allowed to be filled. To be filled in this way here. So, and these had 3 to 4 rooms that I was talking about. The houses I was talking about. These houses would have been occupied by families, as I said, with a greater income, though. Middle class. And then we have, like in the top of the scale, we have the most luxurious houses with more rooms, with space for animals, with a big courtyard in the center, more or less with the structure of what now is considered to be a Persian traditional house. Like a traditional house in Iran, if you Google that, this is how these houses would like. The rooms in these houses were oriented to different directions, so people could move as the seasons changed. I know, it's pretty clever. It's pretty clever. Why is it that we think that in the past people were stupider than they were? Yeah, like I have a uni professor that always stated that the ancient were ancient but not stupid. Like they were not idiots. I support that approach to the past like 100%. By the way, I'm gonna show you one of the gates from one of my pictures. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? Yeah, this is one of the gates. These buildings are all made, like the whole construction of it, are made on non-baked clay bricks of adobe. I know, it is amazing. And prior to this earthquake I mentioned, Bam was most likely to be the structure that Bam was the largest adobe structure in the world before the earthquake happened. I don't know which city holds the title now, but this was, it is huge, it is big. And as a curiosity, I want to show you something. Oh, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so the last detail I'm going to share with you about Bam is that the Citadel, was the location for an Italian film called The Desert of the Tartars. I'm not even kidding about this, no. Il Deserto dei Tartari is a 1976 Italian film by director Valerio Surlini, and here I actually have a shot where you can see, oh, where's my shot? Oh, there it is. Here you have a shot where you can see the fortress. I haven't read much about it, but apparently it tells the story of a young officer and his time guarding the Bastiani fortress, which is Bam. The film was based in a 1940 novel, also by an Italian author, Dino Buzzati, and of course nothing is connected to Bam or its historical importance. Nothing is connected to the history of Iran. I think the novel and the film are supposed to be set in somewhere in Central Asia because of the Tartar thing in the title, but I could be mistaken. I don't know that for sure. And I think we're gonna take a final look to this gorgeous, magnificent structure, to this beauty of a citadel. And where is it? Here. So as you can see, these plays, even if in its ruinous state, it still holds such a big importance for the history of Iran, because it's one of the places around the country that has been occupied and inhabited continuously through time. Imagine how interesting it would be researching about Bam and all its different stages. I'm talking again from Achaemenids the earliest to legit yesterday. This citadel, I mean actually 1932, which is pretty close, this citadel has hosted people. There's people living in there, coming, going, modifying the buildings, pacing those walls, climbing up those towers, filling the streets with their noises and their lives. And it's been perpetual. There's not been a point in history where Bam has not been inhabited. Just now, because it's considered to be international heritage and is under, under the lens of the UNESCO, because it's a protected site. Although, if you ask me, the restoration process should be a little bit better. But we're talking about Iran. I mean, I'm not going to be. We will talk about that. I mean, preservation things in Iran. It's not great. All right, it's not great. It could be better. But I just think this is one of the places that most fascinated me when I started studying medieval Iran, because I thought I knew of the citadel around the 13th century, but then I dug a little deeper and I found out that it belonged to the Achaemenid. Like the earliest evidence that we have is Achaemenid, and then the proper fort was built in the Parthians. That blew my mind, because as they say, it's perpetually been inhabited. What you build single houses, what I want to build a whole citadel with huge walls, vocation rediscovered, and domes, so many domes. Yes, so many domes. You can never have enough domes. So I have to say, Butcha, this is as much as we're gonna learn about Bam today. Thank you for joining me in this live stream. Thank you for accompanying me through this tour to one of the most interesting places in the history of Iran's architecture. Now, are there any questions left? Would you like to know a little bit more? Maybe if I have the information, I will answer. But yeah, I hope you really liked it. Is there something you want to ask me? Oh, thank you, girls. Thank you so much. I'm really happy you enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know, I haven't talked about this before. Honestly. I mean it. I mean, I cannot think of a reason that I haven't talked about this before. Oh, one question. When are we going there for a trip? So, as I said before, I cannot wait to come back to Iran, and I would love to do that in the near future. But first, thing is first. Thesis. And maybe we can talk when the pandemic's over. Maybe like in a year. Maybe like in a year and a half. Oh no, like the original Hangeo con Plumas, exactly. I mean, if going with me for a trip, it is the real Hangeo, like for sure. Oh, well, excuse you. I shall remind you that if it wasn't for me, you didn't know about this place. So chill down, okay? Ho, those brave horses of yours, Miss Impolite. I don't think a year is enough time. If I'm completely honest, Kiwi, I have no flipping clue about this. Like, no flipping clue. Like, it could be a year, it could be 2. I don't know. No idea. Thank you. I didn't know about this. Very interesting. Oh, you're welcome, sweetie. I always love these live streams because I have like, I partly explain myself very well because there's never questions. So yeah. I mean, I would love to go into like deeper detail. Next thing to do, kidnap politely Plumas until she tells me every good place she knows. I like the politely between brackets. Like, I like that. I like that you are, you know, expressing, you're straightforward, your expression, your intentions. However, you are keeping it very classy and very much like mild. How do you do a politely kidnap? How do you politely kidnap someone? I can think of ways. Like, you can learn about all of them by subbing to a patron. Thank you, my Kiwi. Thank you. Yes, I mean, my patrons are gonna get a little bit extra content. I mean, yeah, thank you, Kiwi. We do get to point. I mean, my patrons are gonna get a little bit extra content on BAM, more pictures, and yeah, my personal take on some things. Don't do it, Letty. Don't. But I can think of ways of doing that. Anyway, I'm really happy you enjoyed it, Butcher. I really liked it too. And hopefully I've discovered you a place you didn't know about and you want to look it up now. And maybe one of my godchildren wants to make a thread in the personal project. Hey, Laura, I'm looking at you. Incorporate a little bit more of Iranian history, which has never hurt anybody. I'm lying, it can damage you pretty severely. Like, aha. Well, that's that's everything for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for all your kind words. It's always a pleasure bringing you these comments. Anyway, I finally catch your stream. I'm sorry, I'm actually finishing up. I'm really sorry, but I do live stream every single week at the same time unless something happens, which is 6 p.m. British summer time. I'm really sorry. I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, you can actually I mean, I bet you know that you can watch this after I upload them and I highlight them, the line, but yeah, sorry, I don't know which time zone do you belong to, because again, I'm here every single week on Monday and Thursday at the same time, so maybe like I don't know. I mean, sometimes I try to be very specific about the time zone, but I understand sometimes it's tricky. And Pelican quality warranty. Thank you. The Pelican quality will never fade away in this channel. As long as I'm here, there's going to be Pelican seal of approval. Argentina. Okay, so from Argentina, Kiwi, can you give me a hand if there? What would be 6 p.m. British time would be in Argentinian time? Is that like, I have no idea, like legit no idea. Kiwi, any help? I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can check somewhere online. But yeah, I mean, if you're interested, which I appreciate a lot, I'm here at the same time every single week. In winter, not the same as in winter. What? Thomas, just go for a nap. Like, just stop looking at the numbers. Like, just like, what can you expect from a mathematician? Like, I think Argentina is either 8 or 4 hour difference with Europe. I think it's perhaps 4. Don't mind me. No problem. But yeah, if you want to look it up, it's just like, yeah, 6 p.m. British summer time. I am here on Monday, and I am here at 6 p.m. British summer time on Thursday, but that's in Spanish. So that, yeah. Anyway, so thank you, Bacha, so much for joining me. We shall play our little outro song now, if you may. Just take an hour like this right now and subtract the hour and 15 minutes. What? Okay, wait. Thank you so much, Bacha, for joining me. You just look it up. So yeah, I mean, now you know. I am here and thank you, no problem. Thanks to you, waiting for next tea. Yeah, yeah, thank you so much, Bacha. Thank you for your company. Thank you for enjoying, which I'm very happy you are. And if nothing changes, I will see you on, maybe, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the English teas. I might not keep them. I don't know. Oh, Naeem, oh, thank you. Naeem, are you perhaps Iranian? Because Naeem is such a Miri Santana. Oh, I'm late. I'm really sorry. What's wrong with this? All right, so I'm really sorry you guys are late. Oh, that is the sweetest thing. Oh, don't worry. Like, oh, Goku, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Come here. Come up here. So, yeah, I'm sorry you missed it, but yeah, I'm here every single week unless something happens at 6 p.m. British Summer Time. That is 7 p.m. if you watch me from Europe. And if you watch me from other places in the world, I have no idea. You should look it up online because I have no flipping clue. And yeah, thank you for joining me. I'm really happy that you enjoy the live stream because Bam is one of my favorite places and I haven't been there yet. So we need to organize an excursion to go to Bam. Like, legit. I wish I could. Like, I don't know if I could, but if I wish I could. Anyway, after watching your channel lots of times, I really noticed the mic. I mean, to be fair, we had like Goku over here is my substitute mic, is my secondary mic because we had ZRFA, but ZRFA is like, it's broken. It's completely. I didn't update you on the situation with ZRFA. It's just gone. There was no chance of it getting repaired, and yeah, I can show you. He's here, and he set off it, and it's definitely gone. So we're working here at the HQ. We're working on getting another microphone, and that is thanks to my patrons, and thank you to you, Bacha, who support me and subscribe to this channel. I can get a new microphone, but for the time being, we're good with Goku, right, pal? Yeah, Goku's always here to save the situation. But yeah, I know it's a pity. We just don't know what happened to Goku. To ZRFA. Like, no idea. Like, it's no one knew. Yeah, Goku always coming to a rescue. Thank the gin that we had, Goku, and we could carry on. But what was I saying? I don't remember actually. I guess nothing was sent. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to catch me up in the meantime, you can check Instagram or Twitter, which is that I am trying to be more active on Instagram, okay? I am starting, as I am closing this, I'm going to start another like tiny section of stories when I tell you like tiny things, and possibly it's going to be about Bam because I like Bam. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for your company. Thank you for joining me in this live stream. And now I shall bid you farewell. You were reminding everyone that the stream is at 2 p.m. Argentinian time. Oh yeah, thank you. Exactly. Thank you, Kiwi. I honestly don't know what I would do without you. So yeah, thank you, and remember, until next time, yeah, remember, Bacha, remember to create, remember to explore, and remember to have loads of fun. Be good, and if you can't be good, be careful. I like that one too. All right, so yeah, until the next time I see you, I bid you Khudafiz.